aimed at anything.
What is one? I got to bring it back to something music, but what is one thing you were excited for 2025? It can be music related, career related.
Well, I guess I could say like a few things. I'll be done with school.
Oh yeah, that'd be yeah.
I graduate in the summer.
True.
I gotta take after this semester. I gotta take like a health and gym in the summer. It'll be like 1 month.
Right.
They have like 1 month classes.
Yeah. Summer session 1.
Summer I'll be done. So I'll be done with school. I have a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, that's a major accomplishment.
There you go.
If I had a button, I would press the applause button.
Yeah, yeah. I think technically, like out of like my family, I think I'm the first with a bachelor's degree.
Oh wow.
My dad and mom had like associate's degree.
Yeah.
But, like nothing like bachelor's.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm working technically now. I guess I have like an internship that starts. I gotta. I just had to sign like actually an NDA form. Funny enough, for it. So can't talk about that anymore. No, I'm just kidding. But
Nah, I can see why. I know a lot of tech companies like that though.
That's exciting. And then we just making some music.
Man, bruh.
We got it.
Rebels no sat. That's funny thing is like I don't need. I feel like no matter what any of these podcasts we do, I feel like it's hard for me to talk about the Rebels.
Oh yeah, there you go. And also just making like YouTube videos in general.
Oh yeah,
just doing that shit. Because
I agree.
Because I can kind of rock on that side. I mean, I feel like ever since like, I mean, it sounds kind of like cliche at this point, but it's like ever since like maybe I was like 10, I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. Like no shit. Like I remember like, I think since I had like an iPod Touch 5, that's like when I really started trying. Like when elementary school. I'm talking like 5th grade probably. I was like, I used to play in the living room on like a big ass TV. So what I would do is like set the iPod Touch up on like a tissue box to line it up perfectly with the TV and record me playing the game. That's how far. And then my mom got me a laptop, and then I started using like free screen recorders and shit because I mean I couldn't buy like none of these like programs. And OBS I don't think was even a thing at that point. I think when did OBS come out?
Man,
because I don't think I
found out OBS through my streamer friends. I really didn't.
I don't think it was out when I first started doing it because I would look for like free screen recorders, and I would always have to like find some random one. It's like we can screen record for 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was before iPhones could do it. Really.
Yeah. And I would do like. I was obsessed with like watching Minecraft. Oh, so I would like, I want to be a Minecraft YouTuber.
Freaking McCrae, shout out Chase Water Music.
There you go.
Freaking Minecraft. He's always trying to get me to play that game. I'm like, I'm not trying to brain rot. I play Call of Duty, bro.
But yeah, so like ever since like I was in elementary school, I've always like I've made several different YouTube channels. I've made several different Twitch channels, several different TikToks, Instagram. That's the thing. Like a lot of people haven't seen how much I've actually made YouTube wise because a lot of it's not on the internet anymore. TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah, I've taken. Yeah, I agree.
So like, if somebody saw me blow up now, they'd be like, "Oh, you've only been." Well, actually, no, because my beach channel has been around for like 4 years at this point now, so maybe it wouldn't be that bad. But like, I have that other channel that's only been around for like a year, and I have like 200 subs on it. I think my main channel is about to hit 700. Hopefully, it does. Maybe I can get a few clips from this and hit 7. I want to hit 1,000 by like. I told myself I was like, all right, I want to try to hit 1,000 by like March. So I need to do some funny ass shit. Yeah,
go viral.
Yeah. So But yeah, no, I really decide I'm like, all right, I just gotta put my foot down on this and do it, because I learned that while I can get all these views on like making beats and shit, there's no person behind the there's no person to relate to that channel. So
that's the era that we're in.
So that's why I feel like I was like, okay, I'm done with type beats. I'm just gonna start making actual like shit that I'm doing. Even it's still beats, but it's like you see me now and you see me doing it actually. So yeah, I think just 2025, finishing school, working on YouTube, working on music with y'all. And yeah, just maybe I guess get a job unless something magical happens.
What do you think is the no? And I guess this is question 1A to that. What do you think is the man, I don't know why I just started like that. The what struggle do you think most creatives have to learn how to overcome? Like, or what would you say? Yeah, or what would you say? What is one pushback you have that kind of, I don't know, maybe doesn't motivate you or doesn't help to motivate you in pursuing this creative endeavor, if you get what I'm saying?
Well, first, I mean, it's a very saturated market.
Okay.
But like, so it's tough to see. And also I think another tough thing to see is like you see people who are doing what you want to do and be like, they're not even that like creative or funny. And you're like, how did they get to that point? And it kind of maybe like,
so like trying to compare yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I always say like, don't compare yourself to people because then you're just going to end up ruining everything and you're going to be demotivated. Because if you just think, oh man, I want to be Kai Cenat and your streams aren't turning out like Kai Cenat's, yeah, you're gonna quit.
Right.
You're gonna be like, oh my goodness, I'm not getting 10,000 people watching me already.
Right.
What do I have to do?
Right.
And that's a lot of people don't understand. Like, sometimes you have to put like years into stuff to get it to work.
True.
Like shit. Nowadays it's a little different.
Or not work.
Well, that too. But like, we've seen nowadays, like you can say like, it doesn't matter where you're at, what you're doing, what your current situation is. I think what I've learned is you can do something if it's in the right moment at the right time and just become famous.
Oh, right. Yeah. I think there is a little bit of like luck.
But it does like even like
involved with timing and opportunity. But
yeah, like what do you think the like in the Hot Tour girl was doing before she became famous? You know what I mean? Like what was she?
Man, they go. Here we go. Cut it up.
Nah, see that'll be like
get them all.
The question is like what was she? What she was?
She was not planning on blowing up. She probably did not intend on her having
and like and then you got people like me who are like actively trying to do it. So it's like the thing I've learned is don't rush it. Don't try it too crazy because then you'll drive yourself crazy. That's what I feel like I've learned is like, do what you like to do and don't do it at a pace that ruins the fun for you.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
That's one thing I learned with like that other YouTube channel I had. I was like, I'm going to post some 2K.
Right.
And then when 2K's asked, it's like, man, I still got to post 2K.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, I don't even like the game anymore. So it's like, okay, do things you like, do it at your own pace. And don't rush nothing because, like I just showed you with that girl, anything can happen at any point in your life that can change just like that, and then you could start selling shirts with a slogan on it.
Yeah, or selling NFTs and cryptocurrencies.
There you go.
And scamming people out their money,
and then not showing yourself for the next month. So yeah, I just think
And shout out to the Hawk Sewer girl because I don't think. Honestly, she's probably just a regular individual.
She probably had no clue.
Yeah, exactly.
It was probably some top dude that was like, hey, you want to make some money?
Right.
But has no clue how like it works.
Right. Like I've never heard anybody beef with the Hawk Tour girl because of something she did or said. It's always been their perspective on how she got famous.
Yeah. No,
but you could look at millions of people probably on social media and say, I have no idea how this man or woman has this much notoriety. So
yeah,
I get what you're saying.
It's almost like the music. It's one song, one moment.
Oh yeah, that's all it takes.
It's just one moment. That's all you
need. And the backside of that is, are you prepared for what that moment brings, all the opportunities that moment brings? I agree.
Like you have to be that, and that's why I think working towards it is better or like having like stuff you've already made and like work towards it because I feel like you might be more prepared for that moment if you've been like she did it in 1 second. I've been working on this for years. I feel like somebody like me would be more prepared and ready for that situation than someone like her because she never learned. She didn't have to go through the process of, I got to upload videos every day. I got to do this, that, and the other. She just became famous like that.
Literally. And you even spoke on the guy. Like, nobody could tell me the name of the guy what
happened to the interviewer
that took the video.
And then she tried to sue the dude for the video. Like, so it's just like, like...
Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't know if that was her thing or that was a team thing. Like, somebody
not
told
label,
them...
like a company.
Like, hey, a company comes to you like, hey, you better get this video...
Yeah, we want to own it or some shit like that.
Before something crazy happens. I didn't even think about that. But for her, I agree. I think it's...
You got to be ready for the moment.
You got to be ready for the moment. And I think the reason why that was a viral moment is when I saw the video, I was, like, caught off guard. Yeah, but it seemed very genuine, and it didn't seem as if... Because, there's sometimes when people get in front of a camera, and it's like, all right, this definitely looks like a skit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it looks like you paid somebody or you paid this hot girl to walk in front of this camera and do something and stuff like that. Like, that is very much thing. It's all entertainment. Yeah. So I think that was another thing, too, is that was probably a genuine moment. And if you ever go out to Nashville and you're hanging out, you're going to find out that, hey, it's a free-for-all. Just like... Sometimes downtown Wilmington, people are just gonna say crazy stuff. People drinking and stuff like that, and that's one thing I'm not trying to critique. But like street interviews, to me,
they're like oversaturated.
I'm like, yo, dog, like y'all don't even like talking to people in general, but you pull out a camera and now everybody wants to talk about everything.
Right?
It's like,
that's ridiculous.
But that's beside the point. So for 2025, we're looking on growing to YouTube, making better music.
Oh yeah.
Do you think there's a stigma when it comes to like producing music? Like, do you think like that? Do people really respect that creative endeavor?
Like, do people respect producing?
Yeah. Do you think, or when it comes to like, I don't know, your friend group or how you view the world? Like, is it something that you usually like withhold? Like, hey, I produce music. Yeah.
guess it just depends.
It depends, yeah.
Like, most of my friends know I make beats mainly because of YouTube, really. I mean, they've seen, like, oh my goodness, like, you've gotten some videos that have done really high views, or, well, I guess kind of high views, depending how you look at it. But yeah, I mean, like, if you're just, like, an ordinary person I met, like, at school, I wouldn't be like, oh, you know I make beats, by the way? Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like some people would just, like, for certain things they do, they just feel like they have to tell you as soon as they meet you, like, oh, I do such and such. For me, it's kind of like, okay, the way producing's looked at, it's almost like that as, like, the ass end of making music. So, like, I feel like...
Oh, no, listen, I
So
I
people will look at you like, oh, you produce, so you're kind of, like, behind the scenes.
I mean, that's hip-hop, I mean, from the top down. Like, even if you look at a lot of the most famous producers and you compare them to the famous artists,
yeah, like
a lot of people, you have to be, I guess, not musically inclined, but interested in, I guess, hip-hop or your
like,
genre.
Most people don't know a lot of producers.
Other than EDM.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like the main thing there, though. It's like the producer. But, like, yeah, like, it's kind of like the ass end. And people would rather look at the dude with the mic in their hand rather than the dude who's putting everything together behind the scenes.
Foundation. And, yeah, there's been that, not lifetime argument, but people have always brought up, like, Instagram reels on, like, who's the most important part of making music. Like, do you think if you had to put a percentage up of, like, what's the most important part of a song that's out? Is it the person that records it?
It's always like the beat.
The person that makes it, you think?
I see people that say, like, the beat's the most important part.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah. I'd say nowadays would you rather have a phenomenal beat with a okay artist or a phenomenal artist with a okay beat or an okay instrumental?
I guess it just depends on how they're rapping and, like, what they're saying, but, like, I don't know, the beat feels like everything to me.
I agree. I'm with you.
Because, like, if the beat's ass, even if it's a good artist, it's like, I don't want to listen to that, right? But yeah, I think I'd rather just have a better beat, probably.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of songs I listen to where, like, the beat is fire, and probably the only reason why I listen to the song.
Yeah, and then it's like the artist just gets on, you're like, oh, whatever. You know, they're just kind of there.
Yeah, there hasn't been a song that I've liked to where I'm like, yo, this guy's really spitting, but I wish the beat could be better. Usually, if the guy's really spitting, it's because the beat is hard. I feel like if you have a great beat, it'll inspire any artist to be like, all right, I gotta make something that's somewhat good.
No, that is crazy. I got one question. I actually saw this on Instagram. I was gonna ask you as, like, a question that you gotta guess. Goodness.
Okay, yes, sir.
What do you think? Or it's not like an open-ended question. It's there's like an actual answer. What do you, and this is on Spotify. What do you think is the quickest hip hop song to reach 1 billion plays on Spotify of all time? Just hip hop.
Oh, so I'm guessing this already happened.
Yeah, well, they went over the top 10 quickest hip hop.
Oh, so you already know it.
I know the answer. Okay. I'm asking, what do you think is the quickest hip hop song ever that hit 1 billion on Spotify?
To hit a hip hop song.
Yeah, strictly hip hop. No pop, no R&B, just strictly, because we just saw Bruno Mars do 1 billion in 2 months. This is strictly hip hop songs. Quickest song to hit 1 billion on Spotify. Rap.
Oh man.
It was actually a little shocking to me too, but like.
See, I know I want to say EXO Tour Life, but EXO Tour Life's not it.
That wasn't it.
It's got to be probably before then. The quickest song, it's not God's Plan.
Nope. I don't think it's not a Drake song. I'll tell you that much. If that helps you at all.
Mask Off.
Nope.
I don't even know if Mask Off is at 1 billion. It probably is though.
It might not be. I think you'll be shocked by this answer. Really, I do.
Money Trees, Kendrick Lamar.
I don't think was Spotify out then when that came out.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I think it was Apple Music. I don't think Spotify was out. Yeah,
you know, I was actually using Pandora when that album.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, my fault.
All right, yeah, I don't know. All right, yeah. What is the quickest
hip hop song
that achieved 1 billion streams
on Spotify specifically?
On Spotify.
Industry Baby.
By Lil Nas X?
Jack Harlow, yes. Quickest song of all time to hit 1 billion.
And that's the end of our episode.
It took 191 days. That's it.
No, but that beat is hard. And Jack Harlow's on that song too.
And Kanye helped produce that beat.
That's right.
He's one of the producers on that song.
Right. No, that beat is tough. Dog.
Yeah, that is the quickest song by like 60 days. It's like it jumps to the next second song by like 60 days and like quick.
Really?
Yes. That it did in 191 days, and the song after that's like 240 something. So like that is the quickest song on Spotify. They had 1 billion hip hop.
Industry.
And that song has like 2 billion now.
I told you long ago. Yeah, salute. Listen, I will say that song is great. And if Lil Nas came to Rebels and Savage and was like, yo, would you hop on Industry Baby? Even before, I'd probably hop on.
Oh, yeah, it's a fire beat.
Yeah, it's not.
Fire song. I mean, like the whole part of the song, it's just fire song. But yeah, I don't remember what was after that. That's the only song I remember. But yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Let's see, 2025. What do we got going on in 2025, man?
Whole lot of nothing.
Whole lot of nothing. We got several, we got a bunch of music.
Oh yeah, tons of music
that we are choosing, and we're all in our group chat every day trying to figure out what song we're going to release.
When we gonna drop this shit?
When we're going to drop it and stuff like that. So I would say, yeah, music is definitely on the forefront of this year. I feel like this is the year. I feel like we have a lot of great music, and funny enough, I feel like our output, like we're always shooting arrows in the dark.
Yeah.
So when we're making music, the album that we're working on sounds different than it did 4 months ago.
Oh yeah.
And then probably going into like March, there's probably going to be some changes that we add.
Yeah.
Going into 2025, but 2025, I'm looking
more content.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Funny enough, and even there's people at my run club who are like trying to go in the content realm, and I feel like I'm so motivational because like when it comes to music, like I'm grounded in like, hey, I want to be respected. Like it's really not about the money for me because I feel like regardless of like how music pans out, even though I'm trying to put my effort into it, like it's not really about trying to change my economic situation.
Yeah,
it's more about the respect of being like, hey. Evan said he was going to do this.
Right.
Basil said he was going to do this. The Rebels said we were going to do this, and we did it.
Oh yeah, no, that's
and another thing too, which is why I appreciate Cole. Shout out to Cole. Forest Hills Drive. He went platinum out with no features.
There you go.
I think because we are from Wilmington, North Carolina, a lot of people have told us, hey, we have like a West Coast sound, or we have an Atlanta sound and stuff like that. But I really do think, even though respectfully, like Wilmington really doesn't have the craziest hip hop scene.
Oh no, not at all.
But I think that's what would make it so much cooler if we could be like, hey, when we built our foundation, it started in this city. I do not knock the fact when people say I'm gonna pick up and my whole life changed when I moved to New York. Like that's what J. Cole did, or when I moved to LA. But I'm really excited for this year because I just think, hey, we have great music, and then number two, I know we have to do content. And that's
we gotta hop on
it, and stuff like that. But hopefully, and I never wanted to turn into a podcast, but I think it'd be cool, even if it's just us, or even if we just interview other creative individuals and stuff like that.
Get you a third mic first.
Yeah, gotta get a third mic
and move locations, probably.
Or literally. But I think those are the two things that I think we gotta focus on, and like you said earlier, like with all these streamers, and I think now. The idea is to shift away from mystique, and get in front of people.
Yeah, you got to.
But most of the time, it's like, hey, the people I meet in real life, like I feel like I can talk about anything with. But getting in front of a camera is like, yo. Usually, I talk to people about random stuff, regardless. Like the fact that I got to get in front of a camera and talk about random stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
really doesn't move me.
Right. Yeah. No.
But 2025, man, it's gonna be trying to make good music. Ideally, the goal would be that hopefully by the end of 2025, I could say, hey, for the next couple of years, I'm making music.
Yeah, not content.
Not content necessarily, because I don't know. And that's the thing, too, I realize is, and you kind of relate to this, like once you start producing, then you got to figure out, all right, I need better sounds. Yeah. Then you got to figure out how to mix. And then even when it comes to songwriting, you got to figure out how you're feeling, what you want to say. Do you think it sounds cool based on your own taste?
Right, yeah.
Then you got to record it.
Yeah. Nice.
Then you got to make that sound good. Then you got to blend it together. And then you got to make a bunch of other songs like it.
Yeah.
Then you got to figure out how you got to release it. Then you got to figure out how you're going to market it, or if somebody else should be put on the song.
Yeah,
and then you got to sit down and then make 10 pieces of content for every song for the next 30 days. So that way, I'm just like, yo.
There's a lot that goes into it.
It's really, and that's my thing is when I look at my life as a pie chart. Oh, and on top of that, you got to work.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody has that situation, but when I look at the pie chart of my life, I'm like, all right, there's certain things that I want to get better at. I think when I'm older, if I could see myself being like an engineer.
Right.
Not necessarily because like I find the most fun in the creative process
making it sound better.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is, but sometimes whenever the beginning of like you making a beat.
Yeah.
and then you spend 10 hours, there is a difference that you can hear.
Yeah.
And most people don't get to hear where the songs start from and where they go to. So that kind of process to where we get to build it up and then release it. After it's released, I feel like all my emotional connection to any song or beat I've ever made just goes right out the window.
See ya.
So that's the one thing that I'm trying to work on in 2025 is, hey, how can I take that same, I don't know, motivation and use those same skill sets in like other places, and like getting in front of a microphone and rapping is cool, but I want to do like bigger music videos. Bigger things that kind of capture the art form. Yeah. Because if I end up being a podcaster, I don't see that as the lane for me now. I just enjoy, talking. Music, I think I want it to always be on the forefront. Oh yeah, because that's where I started. Like that's like my foundation. So 2025, man, nothing but a bunch of great music. Oh yeah, great beats. We're going to use some new plugins. For sure, always new probably not new microphones. I like how my microphones sound. But yeah, no, I'm excited for 2025. Shout out to A Slick. Shout out to King Basil. There you go. Let me call him Basil. He don't want to be called King Basil. Shout out to Basil. Shout out to Rebels and Savage, man.
Like, he's calling another man king.
No, we should be able to call our friends kings.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And our queens.
There you
go. Yeah, shout out to Rebels and Savage. Shout out to all the creators out there making music, because we understand the struggle, especially being in Wilmington. Oh yeah, a lot of people don't give two boots. Yeah, about the fact that you make music, but I encourage the creative endeavor is always going to be a sacrificial one. Oh yeah. I feel like even if you make it millions of dollars,
you gotta spend time.
You gotta spend time. You can't go to the club. Nope. Can't be texting all the girls you be texting.
There you go.
You can't be hanging out. Well, no, hang out with your friends and family, but sometimes you're gonna miss, crucial moments of your life. And that's the thing. You gotta pick either or. It's like, hey, do I do this or do I invest in myself?
Yeah, sometimes the money's there.
Yeah, sometimes the money's there. Sometimes the money's not.
Gotta get that bag.
You gotta. So I just encourage everybody. Well, you said it best earlier. You're like, yo, at the end of the day, when you're being creative, have fun. Oh yeah. You don't want to wring yourself dry. Yeah. And I think if you have fun, the things that you make will sound like you're actually having fun.
Yeah, you could tell. You could definitely tell.
But all right, that's the end of our talk.
Yeah, that's long old talk.
This is AJM and Bergenstock Dino, Rebels and Savage. We out of here. Thank you for tuning in to us. Peace. And yeah, until next time. Boom, 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 boom.